he's at the top of at the polls, and she kind of made a name, not a name for herself. Yeah, that was kind of like Biden's performance last night. Not best timing.
Hi, this is Matt Miller from the Daily Caller News Foundation here in Chinatown in Washington, D.C., and we're asking people about the 2020 Democratic debate last night, specifically about the exchange between Senator Harris and former Vice President Joe Biden. We want to know if people think Joe Biden is racist. Let's go see what they have to say.
I think that Joe Biden is ignorant, and I think that's a form of racism in this situation.
I don't know about how racist he is. I just think he's not a guy that should be running. He's old-fashioned politics. He's not ready for this world. He's an old guy that should just give it up years ago. So I don't know about his racist parts. He said a few things, but everybody says a few things that gets twisted.
Biden, I really felt like going into this, all he really had to do was kind of show that he could be presidential and was fit for the job, and came off pretty argumentative. And I was not thrilled with that because I have not decided who I'm voting for yet, but I do think he has the best shot of getting it, and I wasn't overly impressed.
The exchange with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was one of the peaks of the night. She was kind of insinuating that he was racist or had racist policies. Do you agree with that? Would you call Joe Biden racist?
I wouldn't call him racist. I think he comes from, a time and an era when we didn't have as much social awareness as we have now about what some of the underlying sort of, implicit bias and implicit types of racism that people don't really recognize as racism, and he probably just thought that was normal, and I'm sure he was very cutting edge at the time, but I think where we are now is not where we were then,
She kind of insinuated pretty heavily that he was racist or is racist. Would you agree with that? Would you call Joe Biden racist?
I mean, she said, "I don't think you're racist," so I don't know if you could say she insinuated that. I think that he pretty much advocated for racist policies. I think he kind of has rationalized it in a way that makes sense to him, but I don't think the logic holds up when you examine it.
I don't think that Joe Biden himself is racist, but I think the things that he has stood for have had really heavy racial implications. And the fact that he is unwilling to listen to the black community when they say that the things that he has done have been harmful to them really is not a good indication whatsoever. So I don't think that he's hateful in any way, but I think that there are really severe racist undertones when you won't listen to the community that tells you that you're harming them with the things that you have done.
I thought Ms. Harris's opening statement saying that she did not believe he was a racist was kind of jarring to some people, and it could be seen as a little disrespectful, coming at such a loyal party member for so long with a great track record on civil rights. Is meant to make a splash, I'm sure, and make headlines, but I found it a little disrespectful.
What do you think about the policies that she was referencing, like the busing policies?
Totally legitimate, and it was personal. It was a great point, but just the way it came about in her questioning was a little off-putting.
I think he's been very supportive of all races and the LGBT community, and I don't think he is racist. His opinions may have grown and changed over the years.
He goes back on a lot of what he says, and sometimes he says things that show off how Kamala might believe he's racist, and I agree with that, definitely.